Hi everyone, this is Cyril A and you're welcome to the Cloud Journey HQ. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are just joining in today, please feel free to like, comment and also share this video. And if you are a returning subscriber, please also do well to drop your comment in the comment section down below. First, I would like to chime in based on our last video. And in the last video, we talked about cloud computing service model. But in today's session, we are going to elaborate more about cloud computing deployment models. So a little briefing about the last session. When we talked about the last session, we made emphasis more on the service models, where we talked about IaaS, which is the infrastructure as service. We also talked about PaaS, which is the platform as service. Then we talked about SaaS, which is the software as service. Now, for those of you that are just joining in and don't really know what exactly cloud computing is. So cloud computing is more like the on-demand access of computer resources all from the internet. So some of these can be database, can be compute, can be storage, and also networking. And all these are actually being accessed from a region which is known as data center. So in a layman's language, cloud computing is just like you using someone else's computer all from the internet. I believe this simple introduction was clear enough. All right, welcome back. So I'm actually trying to bring this up again. For those of you that are just joining in for the first time, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you also have any question, you can drop it in the comment section down below. I will be very glad to assist you going forward. And also do well to share and like my YouTube content. So talking about the last session, we actually made emphasis about the service models. And I did mention that we have IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So for the IaaS, which is going to be, is more like an acronym for infrastructure as service. In this sense, Microsoft, AWS, or Google provide this environment for us, which is going to be fully managed by the individual. So we already have all these resources that are on demand available for us over the internet. For example, your virtual machine. These are examples of the infrastructure as service. So you could have your virtual machine, which is going to be running Windows or Linux, or even Mac OS. At the end of the day, you could actually say, oh, I want it to be so gig RAM or so gig hard drive. Everything all depends on you because it's the infrastructure side of things. Now, when we talk about PaaS, it's more like Microsoft already managed some parts, and you also have the ability to also manage some parts. So, for example, your storage account. Storage account has been provided for you to save your files, maybe your blog files, your pictures, and all this stuff. So you can actually also save your database files and unstructured data files on it. These are examples of platform as service. Example again is GitHub. So you can actually save your code and deploy some codes, right, using your GitHub environment or your database, Microsoft Azure database, for example. So all these are the platform as service we're talking about. And lastly, we also have the common platform as service, which is the app service, which is the same thing as Elastic Beanstalk in AWS. These are platforms that allow you to deploy a website. So instead of you actually designing or going to buy a domain name from maybe GoDaddy or from all these third party, you could actually have your cloud service deploy your website as well. So you could actually use Microsoft Azure App Service, or you use Elastic Beanstalk from AWS. So in this class, you're not going to learn just about Microsoft, but you also have the privilege to learn about how AWS and how GCP, which are other cloud models, come into place. Then lastly is SaaS, software as service. So these are more like services that you could use for CRM, like for example, your email services, your Google Workspace. These are services you could access all from the internet and more like a URL. So for example, you have Google Drive. For example, you have a Google Workspace. You can actually access all these just from the internet. So you have little or no management from your end because all was actually being managed by the organization providing it to you. So if I ask you, for example, what are the examples of SaaS? What comes to your mind should be maybe like your Gmail or your Outlook, your OneDrive, your Google Drive, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's dive into the next slide.